Imagine, if you will, a magnificent blueprint lying beyond the reach of our physical senses, a divine, intricate design carefully and lovingly crafted for your life. This blueprint, which I call the unseen blueprint, is not simply a vague hope or dream, but a meticulously planned masterpiece that God has already prepared. It holds the answers to your greatest desires and goes far beyond anything you could imagine with your conscious mind. It encompasses a vision of your life that is infinitely richer, deeper, and more extraordinary than your wildest dreams. Why is this blueprint unseen? Because it exists in a realm beyond the confines of the physical world. It is hidden in the spiritual domain, a place where the past, present, and future coalesce into an eternal now, a realm where time does not limit possibilities. This divine plan operates beyond what we perceive with our senses or what we calculate with our reasoning. It is as if God has written the story of your life with a masterful hand, placing hints and clues all around you, but only revealing the fullness of the vision when you are ready to receive it. Now think about the world around you. Everything you can see, touch, and experience began as an unseen idea. The skyscrapers that pierced the sky were once thoughts in the minds of architects. The technology that makes life convenient was first imagined by visionaries who dared to dream beyond what was considered possible. Just as these creations began as invisible seeds, so too does God's plan for your life. It starts in a place beyond your current vision, but holds the potential to transform your reality. One of the biggest challenges we face is believing in something we cannot yet see or understand. We are conditioned to rely on our senses, to trust only what we can observe. But consider this: your physical senses are limited. They can only interpret what already exists in the material world. They are ill-equipped to perceive the grandeur of what God has in store for you, because God's plan isn't confined to your present circumstances. It operates in a space where miracles and extraordinary breakthroughs are not just possibilities but inevitable outcomes. This is where faith comes in. Faith is not just a religious concept, it is the bridge that connects the physical world to the spiritual. Faith allows you to see the unseen blueprint with your mind's eye and believe in it before it manifests in the physical realm. Faith gives you the courage to trust that the best is yet to come, even when your senses tell you otherwise. It is through this faith that you come to realize that the limitations you perceive are not permanent. They are merely shadows blocking the light of God's plan, which is waiting to unfold. The beauty of the unseen blueprint is that it has been specifically designed for you. It takes into account your unique gifts, dreams, and even your challenges. Sometimes you might wonder why you are faced with certain obstacles or why things don't always go as planned. But know this: every detour, every delay, every disappointment is accounted for in that divine plan. God is not random or careless. The unseen blueprint of your life is full of purpose, and even the moments of struggle are meant to strengthen you, to prepare you, and to align you with the greater vision. Think of an artist who works on a masterpiece, one careful brushstroke at a time. The canvas might look chaotic at first, with colors and lines that seem to clash. But as the artist continues, a beautiful picture emerges. In the same way, God is painting the masterpiece of your life. You may not understand why certain colors or patterns are necessary right now, but rest assured that each element has a place in the final vision. How then do you align yourself with this unseen blueprint? First, by recognizing that it exists and that it is far greater than what you currently perceive. Then, by embracing your imagination. Imagination is the window through which you can glimpse God's plan. It allows you to dream, to see beyond your current limitations, and to feel the excitement of what is yet to come. Your imagination is a gift, a tool God has given you to access the divine design for your life. Be willing to surrender. Surrendering does not mean giving up, it means letting go of the need to control every detail and trusting that the architect of the universe knows what he is doing. When you let go and let God, you open yourself up to miracles. You begin to live in a state of expectation, knowing that something wonderful is always on the horizon. Remember, God's plan for you is far bigger than you can imagine. It is a glorious adventure, a journey filled with surprises and blessings. The unseen blueprint is there, waiting to unfold in your life, if only you are willing to believe in the extraordinary possibilities that lie beyond the veil of the visible world. Trust in this divine design and prepare to witness the miraculous. What is the most powerful, untapped resource you possess? It's not your physical strength, nor is it your wealth or intellect. It is your imagination. The power of imagination is an extraordinary gift, one given to us by the Creator as a direct link to divine energy, a sacred tool through which we shape our reality and connect with the infinite potential that God has designed for each of us. Imagination is far more than a playground for idle thoughts and daydreams. It is the creative force that molds your future. I think about this: everything that exists today, every innovation and marvel of human achievement, once lived solely in the realm of imagination. The cars we drive, the planes that fly across the sky, the technology that connects us across the globe, each began as a thought in someone's mind. It's a testament to the truth that thoughts become things. Yet the power of imagination goes even deeper. It is not just about dreaming up inventions or innovations, it is the spiritual mechanism through which God's plan for your life unfolds. Imagination is where you get a glimpse of your divine potential. It is where the unseen blueprint of your life is made visible to your inner eye. But to tap into this potential, you must understand that imagination is not a trivial exercise. It is the doorway to everything you desire. When you use your imagination intentionally, you're not just playing with fantasies. You are engaging in a sacred act of creation. You are aligning yourself with the boundless possibilities that God has already prepared for you, just waiting for you to accept them. The greatest mistake people make is underestimating the power of their imagination. From a young age, society teaches us to be realistic, to dismiss our dreams as impractical or childish. Yet those who change the world are those who dare to dream, those who hold onto their imaginative vision even when everything around them suggests it's impossible. The Wright brothers imagined flying machines when people told them it was a laughable dream. Visionaries like Thomas Edison envisioned light in the darkness when others couldn't conceive of electricity lighting entire cities. These are examples of human potential aligned with the divine. Imagine if you could harness your imagination in a way that allows God's grand plan for your life to materialize. How would your life change if you truly believed that you are capable of far more than what your current reality suggests? The truth is, you can. Your imagination is God's voice whispering to you, hinting at the miraculous. It is a preview of the life that is possible if you dare to believe. Here's a critical realization: imagination works in both directions. It can create miracles or magnify limitations depending on how you use it. If you constantly imagine worst-case scenarios, your imagination serves as a tool for fear and anxiety. And these negative visions can manifest as real obstacles. On the other hand, when you use your imagination to visualize a life filled with blessings, love, abundance, and purpose, you're tuning into God's frequency. You're aligning yourself with the divine flow of abundance, and reality begins to shift in miraculous ways. How do you actively engage the power of imagination to bring God's immense plan into your life? It begins with vivid visualization. Set aside time each day to close your eyes and imagine your life, as if all your deepest desires have already been fulfilled. Don't just see it, feel it. Feel the joy, the gratitude, the relief, and the excitement as though you are living that reality right now. See the people you love celebrating with you, hear the sounds of success and contentment, and immerse yourself fully in this imagined world. Your imagination is not passive, it is a powerful active force. The Bible itself says, "As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he." What you continually dwell upon in your mind becomes your reality. The feelings you attach to your visualizations are critical, because feeling is the language of the subconscious mind. If you can feel the reality of your dreams as if they are already happening, you activate the law of assumption, which brings the unseen into the seen. But there is another element to using your imagination effectively: persistence. You may not see immediate results, and this is where many people falter. They imagine something wonderful, but because it does not materialize instantly, they lose hope. Understand this: the power of imagination works in God's timing, which is often different from our own. Trust that when you persist in visualizing and feeling your desired outcomes, you are setting in motion a divine process that cannot fail. Sometimes this process involves rearranging your circumstances or refining you to prepare for the greater blessings ahead. Don't underestimate the subtleties. Small, consistent acts of imagination can have enormous impacts. Imagine someone planting a seed. The seed does not grow overnight, but beneath the surface, miracles are happening. Roots are forming, and life is stirring. In the same way, every time you use your imagination to align with God's vision for your life, you are planting seeds in the spiritual realm. In time, they must sprout, grow, and bear fruit in your reality. Remember that your imagination is not only about achieving personal desires, but about serving a higher purpose. God's plan for you is bigger than you think, not just for your benefit, but also for the upliftment of the world around you. As you bring your dreams to life through the power of imagination, you become a blessing to others, an instrument of God's grace, and a living testament to the miracles that faith and divine creativity can produce. So cherish your imagination. See it as a sacred gift, a powerful force that connects you to the heart of God's divine design. Use it daily, fuel it with faith, and watch as it transforms your life in ways you never thought possible. Your imagination is your invitation to co-create with the divine. Embrace it and let it guide you to a future far greater than anything you have ever imagined. Life as we know it is full of limitations, social, physical, and psychological. We are taught from an early age that there are boundaries to what we can achieve, what is realistic, and what is possible. These limitations come from our culture, our upbringing, and sometimes even our own past experiences of failure. We are surrounded by messages that tell us to stay in our lane, to know our limits, and to live within the constraints of what others deem practical or achievable. But what if I told you that these limits are not real in the ultimate sense? What if I told you that God's plan for your life goes far beyond any limits you have been conditioned to accept? It is crucial to understand that human limitations are not meant to define you. They are illusions, often powerful ones, that serve as tests, challenges, and opportunities for growth. God's plan for you is to transcend these limits, not be confined by them. You are meant to live a life that surpasses what the world says is possible. But how can you step into this larger vision when everything around you reinforces those boundaries? First, recognize that every perceived limitation is an invitation to explore the power of your mind and spirit. God has endowed you with the gift of imagination and the ability to visualize a life that defies logic and societal expectations. The problem is, most people don't exercise this gift because they don't believe it's real or powerful enough to affect their reality. They live within the confines of their current circumstances, not realizing that those circumstances are simply reflections of their past beliefs and thoughts. To live beyond limits, you must first believe that doing so is possible. Consider this: if everyone accepted limits as absolute, humanity would never have progressed. Think of those who broke the barriers of what was once considered impossible. For centuries, humans believed that it was physically impossible to run a mile in under 4 minutes. Medical experts and scientists insisted that the human body could not endure such a feat. Yet, in 1954, Roger Bannister broke that limit. How did he do it? He trained his body, of course, but more importantly, he trained his mind. He visualized himself achieving what everyone else thought was unachievable. He lived beyond the limit in his imagination before it became a reality. And here's the truly amazing part: once Bannister broke the 4-minute mile, it didn't take long for others to do the same. Why? Because his achievement shattered the illusion of that limitation. It inspired a belief in others that it could be done. And when that belief took hold, the so-called limit vanished. The barriers we perceive are often nothing more than collectively held beliefs, ones that can be dismantled the moment someone dares to dream bigger. Now let's bring this back to your life. What are the limits you've been living under? Perhaps you've been told that you'll never be successful, that your dreams are too ambitious, or that you lack the resources or skills to achieve them. These beliefs are like walls built around your mind. But God never intended for you to live trapped inside these walls. His plan for you is to break through them, to live in the expansive space of endless possibilities. He calls you to move beyond the limits imposed by your family, your society, and even your past mistakes. One way to begin living beyond limits is to examine where your beliefs come from. Most of our limiting beliefs were adopted unconsciously. We internalized them from our parents, teachers, peers, or society. But here's the good news: you have the power to change your beliefs. God gave you a mind capable of reprogramming itself. You can decide at any moment to replace limiting thoughts with empowering ones. You can choose to see your obstacles as opportunities for God to show His glory through you. Another key to living beyond limits is understanding the role of faith. Faith is not a passive hope, it is an active, forceful energy that breaks barriers. When you have faith in God's plan and in the divine power that resides within you, you start to see limits for what they truly are: opportunities for divine intervention. Faith enables you to act boldly, even when the odds seem insurmountable. It empowers you to declare with God, all things are possible, and then to move forward as if it is already done. When you commit to living beyond limits, be prepared for resistance. The world is uncomfortable with people who break boundaries. There will be critics and naysayers who try to pull you back into a place of limitation. But remember, your journey is not about proving them wrong, it's about proving God right. It's about demonstrating the extraordinary power of divine purpose at work in your life. When you live boldly, in alignment with God's vision, you become a beacon of hope and possibility for others. Understand, too, that living beyond limits does not mean you will never face obstacles or setbacks. It means you approach them differently. Instead of seeing them as evidence of your inability, you see them as tests of your faith and opportunities to grow stronger. Challenges become the very tools that sharpen your character and refine your vision. Each time you overcome a barrier, you grow closer to the person God has designed you to be. So take a moment to imagine what living beyond limits would look like for you. What would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? Who would you become if you believed, with every fiber of your being, that God's plan for you was bigger than any obstacle? That vision you see, that dream you feel stirring within you is not a fantasy. It is a glimpse of your true potential. It is God's whisper, urging you to step into a life far greater than you have ever imagined. One of the most transformative spiritual principles you can learn is the art of assuming the end. Imagine for a moment the power of living each day as if your deepest desires have already been fulfilled. This isn't about wishful thinking or pretending. It's about fully embodying the state of mind and feeling you would have if your dreams were already a reality. This principle, rooted in the law of assumption, is a pathway to manifesting the grand plan God has laid out for you. It invites you to align with your divine purpose by acting, thinking, and feeling as if you are already living your dream life. Why is this so powerful? Because when you assume the end, you align your subconscious mind with the reality you desire. The subconscious mind, which is a powerhouse of creative energy, does not distinguish between what is real and what is imagined. It only accepts the state you consistently present to it. If you repeatedly assume the feeling of being successful, loved, or blessed, your subconscious starts working tirelessly to make this feeling your external reality. The world you experience begins to shift to match the inner reality you have embraced. This principle is not just a motivational concept, it's a spiritual law that has been demonstrated throughout history. Jesus himself said, "Whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it, and it will be yours." Notice the language here, believe that you have received it. That's the essence of assuming the end. It's about living from a place of certainty, where your faith is so strong that you no longer ask if your dreams will happen. You know they already exist in the spiritual realm, and it's only a matter of time before they manifest in the physical world. The challenge many people face is that they get trapped in a cycle of doubt. They focus on their current circumstances, which often contradict their desires. If they are trying to manifest financial abundance, they see bills piling up. If they are praying for healing, they feel the pain in their bodies. These current realities can make it difficult to assume the end. But here's the spiritual truth: what you focus on, you magnify. By constantly acknowledging lack, you reinforce lack. By continually focusing on your problems, you keep those problems alive. Assuming the end requires you to break free from the gravitational pull of your present reality and anchor yourself in the vision of your desired future. To practice this, begin by identifying a specific desire or goal. Close your eyes and vividly imagine what your life would look like if that desire were already fulfilled. Don't just see it, feel it. Feel the joy, the relief, the gratitude, and the excitement as if it's happening now. Suppose you desire to own a beautiful home. In your mind's eye, walk through the rooms of that home. Feel the texture of the walls, smell the freshness of the air, and see the way the sunlight dances through the windows. Experience every detail with as much sensory richness as possible. Then, most importantly, feel the emotion of already having it. This emotional experience is the secret key that opens the door to manifestation. Emotions are powerful because they imprint deeply on the subconscious mind. The stronger the emotional experience, the faster the manifestation. If you merely think about your desire but do not feel it, you won't create a strong impression. But when you feel the reality of your dream deeply, your subconscious accepts it as truth and begins to organize the universe to bring that reality to you. But what about doubt and fear? They are natural parts of the human experience. When doubt creeps in, don't fight it. Acknowledge it, but don't give it power. Instead, gently return to your vision. Reinforce your faith by remembering that God's timing is perfect. You may not see the results immediately, but that doesn't mean the process isn't working. It's like planting a seed in the ground. You water it, nurture it, and trust that it will grow. You don't dig it up every day to see if it's sprouting. Similarly, once you assume the end, let your faith be unwavering. Trust that the seed has been planted and that it will blossom in due time. Another practical way to assume the end is to act as if your desire has already manifested. If you are manifesting a new job, carry yourself with the confidence of someone who already has that position. Speak as if you are already thriving in that role. Dress, think, and behave in alignment with the reality you are creating. This isn't about pretending, it's about becoming. It's about embodying the version of yourself who is already living that life. The more you do this, the more you send a clear, powerful message to your subconscious and the universe: this is my reality. Assuming the end doesn't mean you ignore your present responsibilities or pretend your challenges don't exist. It means you choose to live from a higher state of consciousness. You acknowledge your current reality, but don't let it define your potential. Instead, you rise above it, drawing strength from the divine vision God has given you. You become a co-creator with God, aligning your thoughts, feelings, and actions with His grand design for your life. In moments of doubt, remind yourself of God's infinite power. His plan for you is not small or limited, it is vast and magnificent. He wants to bless you abundantly, but you must first prepare yourself to receive. And how do you prepare? By assuming the end, living from a place of deep faith and unwavering certainty that what God has promised will come to pass. So begin today. Take a step into your dream life. Assume the end and live from that space of fulfillment. Trust in the divine timing and know that as you align with your vision, God is moving mountains on your behalf. The life you are destined to live is waiting for you. Just assume it, feel it, and watch it unfold. One of the most difficult yet profoundly rewarding spiritual principles to embrace is the concept of divine timing. We live in a world that constantly urges us to move faster, to want things now, and to feel disappointed if we don't immediately see the results of our efforts. We are trained to equate speed with success and immediate gratification with happiness. But God operates on a different timeline, a timeline that often defies human understanding but is ultimately perfect and purposeful. Trusting in divine timing is about letting go of the need to control every aspect of your life and surrendering to a higher wisdom that knows the best time and way for your desires to unfold. Think about a seed planted in the soil. You can water it, make sure it gets plenty of sunlight, and nurture it as much as you want, but no matter how badly you want it to sprout overnight, the seed will grow according to its own timing. There is a natural order in the universe, a rhythm that cannot be rushed. The same is true for the dreams and goals that God has planted in your heart. You may feel ready for them to manifest immediately, but there are often unseen reasons why you must wait. Perhaps God is preparing you, building your strength, character, or resilience so that when your blessing comes, you are ready to receive it fully. Or perhaps other elements, involving other people or situations, need to align perfectly for your desire to be fulfilled. When we feel frustrated because things are not happening fast enough, it is often because we are viewing time from a limited human perspective. God sees the bigger picture. He sees every detail of your life and how it is woven into the lives of others, into the fabric of His grand plan. He knows what you need before you even realize it, and He knows the perfect moment for that need to be met. Sometimes what appears to be a delay is actually a divine protection or a period of preparation. It's easy to get discouraged when you don't see the fruits of your prayers immediately. But remember that God's delays are not denials. They are opportunities for growth, refinement, and a deeper trust in Him. Trusting divine timing requires faith, patience, and a willingness to surrender. This surrender is not about giving up on your dreams. It is about releasing your need to know how and when everything will happen. It is about finding peace in the waiting, knowing that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. It is in this space of trust that you find true freedom. You free yourself from the anxiety of trying to force outcomes and open yourself to the flow of divine grace, which orchestrates miracles beyond anything you could imagine. One of the keys to trusting divine timing is learning to live fully in the present moment. Often, when we are anxious for the future, we miss the blessings and opportunities right in front of us. The present moment is where life happens. It is where God speaks to you, where lessons are learned, and where joy can be experienced. By embracing the now, you align yourself with the flow of divine timing, because you are no longer resisting life as it is. Instead, you are accepting it with an open heart, ready to receive whatever God has for you. Consider this: sometimes the very thing you are waiting for is preparing itself for you. If you are waiting for a new job, perhaps that opportunity is currently being shaped in the perfect way to match your skills and aspirations. If you are praying for a relationship, perhaps that person is undergoing their own transformation so that when you meet, you will both be in a place to support and uplift each other. Divine timing is about aligning not just with your desires, but with the best version of those desires. Another important aspect of trusting divine timing is being able to let go of the need to compare your journey with others. It's easy to look around and wonder why someone else is getting the blessing you are praying for, or why they seem to have everything figured out while you are still waiting. But comparison only breeds resentment and impatience. Remember, everyone is on their own unique path, and God's plan for you is as individual as your fingerprint. Your timeline is yours alone, and it is perfectly orchestrated to fulfill your highest good. So how do you practice trusting divine timing? Start by cultivating a mindset of gratitude. Even if your desire is not yet manifested, thank God for the blessings in your life right now and for the blessings that are on the way. Gratitude shifts your energy from lack to abundance, from impatience to trust. It reinforces your faith in God's plan and invites more blessings into your life. Also, engage in spiritual practices that help you stay centered, whether it's prayer, meditation, journaling, or simply spending time in nature. These practices remind you of the bigger picture and connect you to the divine source of your faith. When moments of doubt creep in, and they will remind yourself of past experiences, when things worked out in ways you could never have orchestrated on your own. Remember the times you thought all was lost, only to find that God had something far better in store. These moments are evidence of God's faithfulness and can help you stay strong in your trust. Lastly, know that trusting divine timing does not mean being passive. It means doing what you can with what you have where you are, and then letting go of the outcome. It means taking inspired action, guided by your intuition, while leaving the results to God. This is co-creating with the divine, doing your part while trusting that the universe is conspiring in your favor. So live in faith, walk in patience, and rest in the assurance that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. God's timing is not just good, it is perfect. What is meant for you will not miss you. And when the time is right, you will step into your blessings, prepared, grateful, and amazed at the beauty of how it all came together. Trust in divine timing and know that something incredible is always on its way. Imagination is one of the most extraordinary gifts bestowed upon us. It is a divine tool that connects us to the limitless possibilities of creation and allows us to shape our reality. Yet, despite its immense power, many of us underestimate or misuse our imagination. We confine it to the realms of fantasy and daydreaming, forgetting that it is the gateway to manifesting the grand plan God has for our lives. In truth, imagination is not a mere plaything of the mind, it is a sacred faculty, a creative force, and a bridge between the spiritual and physical worlds. When you think about it, everything you see around you, every building, every piece of technology, every work of art once existed solely in someone's imagination. It began as an idea, a vision that seemed intangible and impossible. Through focused thought, faith, and inspired action, these imagined visions were brought into the physical world. This principle holds true not just for great inventors or artists, but for every single one of us. We are all creators, endowed by God with the power to imagine our lives into existence. God has given you a vision for your life, a dream that lights up your soul. This vision is not random, it is a divine calling. Your imagination is the canvas upon which this vision is painted. When you use your imagination to align with God's plan, you become a co-creator with the divine, actively participating in bringing forth your highest good. But how often do we actually take time to sit quietly and use our imagination with intention? Many of us let our imagination run wild with worry, fear, and anxiety. We picture worst-case scenarios, focus on what could go wrong, and unintentionally create a reality that reflects these fears. But what if you could harness your imagination and use it to create the life you truly desire? A life that reflects God's abundant love and infinite potential for you. Imagination is the starting point of faith. Before you can believe in something, you must first be able to imagine it. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. It begins in the realm of your mind and spirit, where you can vividly see, hear, and feel the fulfillment of your desires, even when there is no physical evidence of them yet. This is why Jesus said, "According to your faith, let it be done to you." He was speaking to the power of belief, and belief always begins with imagination. Think about the life you want to live. Close your eyes and picture it. Visualize every detail, where you are, what you are doing, how you feel, and who is with you. Feel the joy, the peace, the excitement. Make the vision so real in your mind that you can almost touch it. When you do this, you are not engaging in mere fantasy, you are activating a powerful spiritual law. You are planting seeds in the fertile soil of the subconscious mind, which will work day and night to bring these visions to pass. The more you immerse yourself in this vision, the more you believe it, and the more it starts to manifest in your reality. One of the most profound spiritual teachings about imagination comes from understanding that the mind creates your world. What you dwell on mentally, you bring into being. If you constantly imagine a life filled with lack, struggle, and limitation, you are likely to experience those things. Conversely, if you fill your imagination with images of abundance, joy, and fulfillment, you set yourself on a path to experience them. God wants you to use your imagination to dream big, to envision a life that honors the gifts He has given you and serves the greater good. When you do this, you align with His vision, and miracles begin to unfold. However, imagination is not just about seeing your desires fulfilled, it's about feeling as though they already are. The emotional energy you generate when you imagine your dreams as reality is the fuel that powers the manifestation process. Feelings of gratitude, love, and joy are of the highest vibrations and align you with the divine. They signal to the universe that you are ready to receive. This is why it is crucial not just to imagine your dreams, but to feel deeply and authentically that they are already yours. Feel the thrill of answered prayers, the warmth of divine love, and the deep sense of fulfillment that comes from living your purpose. It's important to note that using your imagination in this way is not about ignoring reality or pretending that challenges don't exist. It is about seeing beyond current circumstances to the greater truth that God is always working in your favor. It is about understanding that you are not bound by your past or your present limitations. You are a child of God, made in His image and equipped with the power to transcend obstacles and create a life that reflects His glory. When doubt and fear threaten to cloud your vision, remind yourself that God's power is limitless, and that same power flows through you. Spend time in quiet contemplation, nurturing the visions of your heart. Use your imagination as a daily practice, as a form of prayer and connection to God. Each time you do this, you strengthen your faith and draw closer to the life you are meant to live. Be patient and persistent. Imagination is the beginning of creation, but it requires your dedication and faith to bring it to full manifestation. Trust that the visions God has given you are there for a reason. They are not fleeting wishes or idle dreams, they are glimpses of your potential, a call to rise to the greatness that lies within you. With your imagination, you have the power to transform your reality, fulfill your purpose, and live a life that reflects God's infinite love and abundance. Dream boldly, imagine fearlessly, and know that through God, all things are possible. Gratitude is one of the most powerful spiritual tools you can wield. It is not just a simple feeling or a fleeting expression of thanks. It is a transformative state of being that has the ability to reshape your life and align you with God's grand plan. Living in a state of gratitude elevates your vibration, opens doors to miracles, and deepens your connection with the divine. When you truly embrace gratitude, you begin to see life differently. You become aware of the abundance that surrounds you, and you unlock the grace that lies in every experience, both good and bad. Think about how gratitude feels in your body. When you are grateful, your heart softens, your mind calms, and a sense of peace washes over you. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you lack to what you already have, and this simple shift creates a cascade of positive effects in your life. In a world that often emphasizes scarcity, competition, and dissatisfaction, living in a state of gratitude sets you apart. It makes you a beacon of light, a person who radiates joy and abundance. But more importantly, it aligns you with the spiritual law that what you appreciate, appreciates. In other words, what you focus on grows. When you express gratitude for your blessings, you invite more blessings into your life. Now, you might wonder, how does this align with the idea that God's plan for you is bigger than you think? Here's the connection. When you practice gratitude, you are telling the universe and God, I trust in your plan, and I am thankful for all that I have and all that is coming. Gratitude is an affirmation of your faith. It is a way of saying, even if I cannot see the full picture right now, I know that God is working everything out for my good. This mindset not only brings you peace, but also makes you receptive to the greater blessings God has in store for you. When you are grateful, you open yourself to receive more than you ever imagined possible. Living in gratitude also changes your relationship with time. Many of us spend our days rushing toward the future, anxious about what we don't have or haven't achieved. We look forward to the day when our dreams will finally come true, thinking that only then will we feel content. But gratitude grounds you in the present moment. It teaches you that there is beauty and joy to be found right here, right now. When you are grateful for today, you stop living in a state of perpetual waiting. You become fully engaged with life as it is, which paradoxically accelerates the manifestation of your dreams. Why? Because when you are happy in the present, you send out powerful, positive energy that attracts even more reasons to be joyful. Gratitude also has a profound effect on your spiritual well-being. It nurtures a deeper relationship with God because it reminds you to acknowledge His presence in your life. Every time you express gratitude, you are engaging in a form of prayer. You are saying, "Thank you, God, for your love, your guidance, and your grace." This simple act brings you closer to the divine, strengthening your faith and making you more attuned to God's voice. When you make gratitude a habit, you start to notice the subtle ways in which God communicates with you through serendipitous events, moments of inspiration, or the feeling of peace that comes from knowing you are never alone. It's easy to be grateful when everything is going well, but the true test of spiritual maturity comes when you can express gratitude even in the face of it. Life is not without its challenges, and there will be times when you feel tested. Yet, even in those moments, there is something to be grateful for. Perhaps a difficult situation is teaching you resilience, strength, or the importance of faith. Maybe it's pushing you out of your comfort zone and into the direction of your greater purpose. When you can see challenges as opportunities and express gratitude for the lessons they bring, you transform your pain into power. To live in a state of gratitude, make it a daily practice. Start your mornings by listing a few things you are grateful for. They don't have to be big or life-changing. Even simple things like the warmth of the sun, the taste of your favorite tea, or the smile of a loved one can be profound sources of gratitude. Throughout your day, make a conscious effort to notice and appreciate the little blessings that often go unnoticed. When you are faced with a difficult situation, pause and ask, "What is this teaching me? How can I find gratitude in this moment?" This shift in perspective can bring unexpected insights and a sense of calm. Another powerful practice is to write down your blessings at the end of each day. Keeping a gratitude journal helps you focus on the positive and gives you a record of God's faithfulness. When you are feeling down or discouraged, you can look back at these entries and be reminded of all the ways God has shown up for you. This practice builds your faith and helps you stay optimistic even in uncertain times. In conclusion, living in a state of gratitude transforms your entire life. It changes your perspective, deepens your faith, and aligns you with God's greater plan. It opens your heart to miracles, makes you more present, and connects you with the divine flow of the universe. When you live in gratitude, you are living in grace. You are saying, "Thank you, God, for everything, for I know that your plan is greater than anything I could ever imagine." This simple yet profound shift can unlock doors you didn't even know existed and bring you blessings that far exceed your dreams. Live in gratitude and watch as your life is transformed in ways more magnificent than you could ever have envisioned.